Hi everyone, today is March 9th, and this morning I was feeling a little bit more inspired with wanting to see the emails that I've been writing for almost 8 years now. So on my computer screen, I'm constantly typing each day and trying to get between 200, 300 words. And they always stay in the email program. And it's been a dream of mine to find a way to compile them or possibly edit them. So I was going through and learning with some YouTube tutorials and figuring out how the process of kind of imposition is. So that's like normally if I print a document on the printer, then it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just kind of it's just back and front and back. But for a book, the way these pages are kind of stacked in little groups, or what I've learned, signatures or sections, you actually have to kind of get the pages that open this way not to be printed like this, but it's actually kind of this half. These are on actually two different pages, even though when we open it, this is like the right side is the odd page and the left side is the even page. But it's actually those are on different pages, and then on the backs of those will be another set. So I finally figured it out. I did get several misprints and things, and going like, wait, wasn't it supposed to? So I had to figure out how to, like, okay, how do I flip it? How do I make sure I don't accidentally print on top of it? So this is a booklet of about, if I can open it correctly. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah. So it's, as I mentioned, like if I open this page and where's the camera? Sorry. If I open this page and this page, this page is, I really don't know how to get the camera here. Okay. If I open this page and this page, page 3 is over here, but on the back of page 3, there's 4, and then 5 is a different one. But on the other side of page 4 is page 33. So it really was not kind of intuitive to try to figure that out. And luckily there are some formats, that some diagrams, that kind of explain how that would be one page, that would be this and this, and kind of going back and forth diagonally, how these pages end up turning. So, and then eventually you get to the middle, and then it's a mirror on the back. So then that's going like page 20, 21. Everybody has seen a book before, but when you actually have to go and like print it, you have to figure out like, okay, how do those pages go? Because once you get to like this middle page, it has page 7, again, I can't do this, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. It doesn't, at first it doesn't make sense, but I mean, once you start getting it printed and then you're like flipping through it and you're going, yeah, it works like the way it should, but to get it to do that, you're like, it's almost like doing this, and then somebody's saying, hey, move this finger, and you're like, wait, what? So I was able to get it, and then kind of folding it, and then kind of looking at it and flipping through it, and then sitting and actually going back and reading these, and also the whole kind of how would I like it on the page. And I've been taking a lot of inspiration. There is a singer-songwriter, and I ordered several of her books in January that finally arrived in February. So her name is Charlotte Erickson. She also goes by the the Glass Child, and so I've taken a lot of inspiration from the this similar kind of feeling of, okay, the size of the text, the font, and uh, and and going through her writings, and I was like, I really want I want to do that. This is exactly what I want to do. So having something that I can go through and start feeling it, reading it, and maybe underlining something, or even if I proofreading and catching some things I should have caught when I sent the emails. But if I can get this as okay, that was 1 month, and at this point we're almost into 96 months. Like right now is month number 96. So if I have like 90 of these, I'm like, how big would this book be? Because this is like 30 pages, 34 pages. If I multiply that by like 95, I'd have something like huge. Which is also a way for me to like, it humbles me at the same time, because I'm like, each day I'm writing, and the next day I write, and the next day I write. But to realize like that's actually a lot of writing. So I was looking at the numbers and looking like, okay, how many words were in like Tolstoy's War and Peace, or how many words and how many pages were in the Lord of the Rings, and then how many pages, how many words are in like the King James Bible, and this is not at all a way to kind of this is not at all some way to like, okay, I'm so prolific. It's not at all at that. It's just like opening my eyes of how much have I written, because it's just a little bit each day. But when it's on my computer screen, and then the next day I'm writing something new, the computer program tells me, yeah, there's a couple thousand emails, but I can't touch it. This I can hold in my hand, and I can sit on the couch, and I can go through this, and I can remember what was going on that weekend, or what was going on that day when I had that insight, or that reflection. And so I'm also adding little titles, like two word, 3 word little titles for these little reflections. So kind of, if I could create some table of contents and maybe glossary of what do these things refer to, and how they kind of how these topics seem to relate to each other. So right now I'm looking at it just the chronological experience of what was that month, even though this is obviously the past now, yet I can reflect on this, and look at that and go, okay, yeah, that was a goal I had, and there is one of these reflections in here where I am talking about, as I said, alchemy, where it's just this, like, okay, I took one of these emails and I went through and the page layout and experimented with the different font sizes, and it felt tangible, and it almost felt incredible to be actually doing something and seeing something I've been visualizing for years as only as a hypothetical, and now I'm holding it in my hand, and I don't have enough words to express how exciting that is, how emotional that is for me, because even when I was a child, when I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old, and like 2nd grade, 3rd grade, I was starting to write these little short stories, like 1-page thing, but it was my dream to be a writer, and then through the process of, going into music and writing music, not quite the same thing as like writing books, or so here with these daily emails, it's nonfiction, it's self-help, it's guided reflections, and it's anecdotes from what's going on, or things from classes and things from just life, and constantly looking for the positive side of things, and staying optimistic, and experimenting, and being hopeful for positive change. and going back and reading it again, I'm like, oh, that's touching. Um, I'm glad I want to underline that phrase, because it's like and put that like a post-it here and kind of remind myself to look at that phrase of, and one of the phrases I did put in here was like, okay, the hardest time you do something is the first time, and which from all these misprints on the pages and trying to get the layout there, I'm like, yeah, that's right. But now I have kind of a template, like, okay, it worked. I was able to figure that out and kind of count the pages, and I know it's not even odd, it's odd even. So I know, okay, I won't make that mistake. So this learning process, it's just like the hardest time is going to be the first time. From there on out, it's just going to get a little bit easier because you have a little more experience, you have a little bit more knowledge, you have a little bit more know-how. You've taken that first step, and so you've made something kind of real, and it's not just staying stuck in your mind and hypothetical. So, looking at this as kind of giving advice to other people who are learning and practicing stuff, and then also looking at that and reading it's kind of, okay, take your own advice, reflect on that and do it, and so it's very profound, that experience of kind of reading your own thing and looking back at that and kind of like, I wrote that and I like it, and that's actually a pretty good piece of advice. This really motivates me to want to keep going and keep working on this and see what's going to come of this. So there could be these little collections, these little booklets from 1 month to another, which would be that whole entire sequence that was from 1 month of 30 emails, and realizing there's like 95 of these. I mean, I obviously only have the first one that I did from February, but now that I've done one of them, I can do it again, and then I could figure out if there's a way to make that printing process kind of sped up, because a lot of these websites that I was finding, these PDF tools, there's not quite exactly what I wanted it to do. So trying to figure out how to do that, and if I'm kind of a little frustrated with that, there might be somebody else out there who wants to do something similar and going like, okay, just help me figure this out, because it's not so intuitive. But doing it is really inspiring, and it really makes me want to keep going with this and get a book or possibly a series of books, because at this point, like I said, with all the writing, the sheer quantity, it just boggles my mind, because there are these famous works of like Lord of the Rings trilogies, War and Peace, like the Bible. These are works of literature that people just like that thing's a huge amount to read, and if my word counts or if the pages and things, not to exaggerate it, but just looking at kind of what are the possible more or less, even if I go on a more modest number on how much I wrote, but keep in mind there were other days where I have been more prolific on things I've written, that it might equal itself out, that it's possible that I have written quite a lot. So it's just, how do I edit? How do I pick some of the best details? How do I select some of that and go like, okay, I want to just focus on that and really dig deep? Because sometimes when I'm writing these emails, it's like at 1 a.m, and I might not be so completely coherent. But there is a kernel of something. There is an idea that's there, and so try to kind of, if I could really take my time and really get that thought process out, and not just as a like, okay, I'm just throwing this out there, which a lot of these emails have been, and not really kind of, okay, I'm going to really go step by step and explain that. and here's an example, and here's a counterexample, and illustrate this. So it's not that I want to overwhelm the reader with just lots of random ideas. I accept that accusation. And if I can go back and find those bits and pieces and put them back into a logical framework that really does help someone overcome limiting beliefs, mindset, and really get into the language learning process because of these reflections. That is my goal with taking these reflections and really going back and sequencing them. So that's my goal for now. But yeah, so hola a todos. Hoy es el 9 de marzo y hoy estoy muy contento. Acabo de explicar que hace unos días estaba con la idea que quiero hacer un libro, quiero tomar los correos que he escrito para el desafío y ver como una... ¿cómo se dice? No es una redacción, pero como la organización de cómo está en la página. Y luego estaba buscando cómo se hace la impresión, porque no es tan solo como recto verso o cara y ¿cómo se dice? Hay una palabra para eso. Y porque las páginas no es la misma página para uno aquí, entonces se van como hojas que están encima y luego poco a poco se va leyendo así. Así, bueno, todo el mundo ha visto un libro, pero para lograr imprimir una cosa hay que pensar en como, ok, si tengo esta página, estos van juntos, pero uno antes, uno después. Oh, ok, y luego quito esta página. Ahora, ¿qué páginas están? Entonces toma un momento para entender el chiste, pero ya lo logré y lo tengo en la mano y puedo estar leyendo otra vez los correos que escribí en febrero, y eso me inspira muchísimo más ahora de continuar quiero un verdadero libro y quiero compartir esto con amigos, con alumnos y con las reflexiones y con los consejos de la vida y del aprendizaje de los idiomas y también cómo se puede aplicar este programa en las clases para inspirar a otros profesores a ayudar a sus alumnos a tener más práctica concreta de el acto de hablar, porque yo entiendo que hay muchas clases de idiomas donde es más fácil nada más hacer gramática, vocabulario, lectura, escuchar, escribir, y la parte oral. Muchas veces muchos adultos me cuentan que no alcanzaban tiempo para la práctica, pero un idioma es la práctica oral, porque llegamos a una tienda o no sé, la persona que está ahí intentando comunicar con nosotros no le importa si sabemos leer, escribir y escuchar. Si nos pregunta algo y no sabemos contestar, pues es frustrante. Entonces, por eso el reto de hablar y de estar compartiendo consejos en los correos y ver otra vez esos correos. Y alguien más me contó que, ok, esto está en inglés, esto es lo que escribí, pero igual esto podría existir en otros idiomas y eso también podría ser un recurso de contenido en otro idioma y igual para mí, si alguien puede tomar mis propias palabras y traducirlos en, no sé, en otro idioma que no he intentado hablar, eso sería fenomenal de saber cómo, así es como hablo, porque pues lo escribí, pero que cómo se podría expresar esas mismas ideas en otros idiomas y eso me inspira muchísimo también y de ver que tal vez hay una comunidad que puede ayudar también de traducir esos documentos y crear contenido para la comunidad. Eso me inspira muchísimo y tal vez puede ser no tan solo el librito, pero de un audiolibro también puede ser contenido que puede ayudar para aprender y para alcanzar más personas que están interesadas en aprender los idiomas. Entonces, me da más y más ideas ahorita que lo tengo concreto y acabo de hablar sobre eso. Y entonces, es, es, es es un sueño que está poco a poco volviendo realidad y eso da vida a otros proyectos, yo creo. Bonjour tout le monde, aujourd'hui c'est le 9 mars et aujourd'hui je suis plutôt en train de parler du fait que j'ai réussi à imprimer euh, des courriers du mois dernier en février et que j'avais dit que ça m'intéresse de publier un livre à partir des courriers que j'ai déjà écrits depuis presque 8 ans maintenant. Euh, donc j'ai essayé de faire une mise en page et voir la police et les deux côtés. Et aujourd'hui, j'ai passé du temps à voir la logique de la mise, l'impression, parce que c'est pas juste recto verso, mais il y a une manière de faire comme recto verso et puis de l'autre côté recto verso, mais il faut avoir les chiffres des pages d'une certaine manière. Et finalement, j'ai réussi à faire ça. Et après, j'étais en train de lire ce que j'ai écrit et je reviens un peu dans comment ah oui, je me rappelle ça et ah oui, effectivement, j'ai oublié un peu ça. Donc, ah, ça c'est une bonne réflexion, je veux souligner ça. Et c'est un peu ça que je veux réussir à réfléchir et revisiter plein de ces thèmes et aussi de mettre des petits titres à chaque réflexion et de regrouper selon les thèmes ou selon oh, ça serait bien de relier ça avec ça. Je crois que ça va aller plus loin dans ce concept-là et pas juste agobier le lecteur avec plein d'idées, mais donner une suite, donner une transformation, donner des outils qui peuvent vraiment aider quelqu'un avec le changement de ses idées et cette progression d'utiliser les réflexions pour améliorer la langue et la manière de parler, de penser, le comportement. Donc il y a plein de choses que je pourrais faire avec ça. Et je viens aussi de dire en espagnol que je pourrais même prendre ce contenu, avoir une traduction, avoir un audio-livre à partir de ça. Et ça aussi peut être un contenu pour apprendre une langue. Et donc, ça c'est très enregistrant, avoir mes propres contenus et même pour moi, s'il y a quelqu'un qui peut le traduire dans une autre langue que je n'ai pas encore appris, je peux dire, ah oui, c'est comme ça que je parle. Je pourrais apprendre plus rapidement, avoir une accélération. Parce que l'autre jour, j'ai fait une vidéo sur les auteurs qui sont traduits dans plusieurs langues et que ça, c'est une richesse énorme pour l'apprentissage des langues. Et aussi, s'il y a des audiolivres à partir de ça aussi, c'est encore très enrichissant. Donc, ça me donne beaucoup à réfléchir pour la publication d'un livre ou plusieurs livres même. Voilà. Hallo an alle, heute ist der 9. März und heute bin ich sehr glücklich. Ich habe ein bisschen ein kleines Buch gemacht. Es gibt 30 E-Mails von Februar und heute Morgen habe ich ein bisschen verstanden, wie machen es. Und im Buch, in einem Buch, die Seiten sind nicht mit einem Printer und ich weiß es nicht, wie wir erklären alles über machen ein Buch. Aber jetzt habe ich ein Beispiel und ich kann was habe ich geschrieben, ich kann es lesen und es freut mich sehr, dass ich kann, ja, ich erinnere mich an dieses Tag und ja, das ist richtig und ja, genau, ja, das ist eine gute Idee und jetzt möchte ich mehr Dinge zu tun, zum Beispiel ein Audiobuch oder Übersetzung mit was habe ich geschrieben und was auch kann ich sagen. Ja, ich habe es in der Hand und es ist eine Realität und jetzt möchte ich mehr Dinge zu tun und deshalb mache ich diese Dinge und ja, ich habe viel Enthusiasmus, aber ich weiß es nicht, wie erklären besser. Das ist alle für heute. Ciao a tutti, oggi è il 9 marzo e oggi parlo un po' di un piccolo libro che ho fatto di messaggio di febbraio e mi piace molto che posso leggere, ho scritto e ricordarmi, e certo, ho fatto questo, e mi ricordo questo giorno e questo è un buon consiglio per imparare o fare di questa maniera e voglio continuare perché questo è solo un mese di come 30 messaggi, ma avere questo come realtà è molto importante per me perché per molto tempo ho voluto scrivere o scrivere un libro e quando scrivo nel computadora solo e nell'internet e non avevo questo negli hands e penso che può aiutare molte persone con i consigli e per questo voglio continuare. Questo è tutto per oggi. Всем привет, сегодня 9 марта, и сегодня я говорю немного о книге, о маленькой книге, потому что это только 30 сообщений, что я написал в феврале, и но сейчас я понял, как имеет pages, и когда это, например, 17, и 18, и 19, и 20, и 21, и также я могу сидеть и читать, и прочитать, что я написал. И мне нравится много, потому что также я вернулся в времени, несколько времени назад, и я думаю, так, это правда, это хороший совет, и так, я хочу говорить больше об этом, потому что это очень возможно, и также молодец, и я скажу молодец людей, которые изучают иностранные языки, и также я слышаю молодец и думаю, спасибо. И поэтому я хочу продолжать и думать, как делать книгу. И может быть это может быть аудиокнига и переводить книгу. И думаю, что это может помогать многим людям. Так, это все на сегодня. Большое спасибо, пока.